That's right, it's a dwarf getting off a mobility scooter. What's up, everybody? It's comedian and motivational speaker Tanyalee Davis. Wanna fold laundry with me, Tanyalee? Well, I'll tell you a story. I want to tell you about the first trip out of the USA with my husband, Kevin. It was way back in 2013. I was just recovering from getting my soggy box taken out. That's right, I had a hysterectomy. Kevin broke my vagina. So I had a UK tour set up, and I cut it in half, and I still wanted to do a couple of weekends. So I said to Kevin, we got a passport for him, and I said, I'm working in England on the weekends. We could pop over to Europe midweek. Where is it that you've always wanted to go in Europe? And he said that he and his son used to play a video game called Tomb Raider, and the scenes and stuff were in Venice, Italy. So he kind of had a warm, fuzzy place for Venice. And I was like, fantastic. Can you pick the most least accessible place for people with mobility issues? But you know what? Even back in 2013, we didn't have Google Maps, but I was able to print up. I found some resources that had step-free access. So yeah, thank goodness for that. Anywho, we flew over. I did some shows in Liverpool, and then we flew to Venice, Italy. It was absolutely beautiful. Our hotel was right on a canal, and it was beautiful. And I had a ramp, or I had like a wheelchair lift to get in and out. And we walked around and had a lovely dinner. And then we were still fairly jet lagged, so I think we went to bed early, but we were up at the crack of dawn. And Kevin sat in the window and was just people watching and watched how, because in Venice everything is done by boat. The taxis are boats. They pick up the trash with boats. They deliver the mail by boats. It's fascinating to watch. And so we wandered around. We went to St. Mark's Square and had a wander. I guess there had been some flooding, so they had these weird, almost raised ramps for people to walk on if there's a lot of flooding. Luckily, there wasn't anyone there. And of course, we went on a gondola ride. Oh, one of my favorite bits about that trip. I'll never forget it. But so by late afternoon, we were tired, so we decided to go back to the hotel and have a nap before dinner time. Problem was, when we woke up, Kevin had such a fever. I never felt anybody so hot. I was freaking out. And luckily, in the European bathrooms, they have those dwarf sinks, those really low sinks that the water shoots straight up. So I was able to constantly go over and soak down a face cloth and put it on his forehead. I went out and I got some Powerade drinks, just trying to give him some electrolytes, and got Tylenol and stuff like that. And he was down for, I think, a good 42 hours before he wandered out, and we were able to spend, I think, one full day just taking it easy, having a wander together. This was our first trip out of the country, and I had just worked in England, so I had some cash, British pounds on me. Of course, I had some euros and our passports. So because there was two of us, I said to Kevin, put everything in the hotel safe. And, Kevin, he's not he grew up in a small town in North Carolina, so he's not much of a globetrotter, and I'm used to just kind of, taking care of myself. And so the day that we left, we arranged for a boat taxi to take us to the airport. It's about a 40-minute boat ride, which is gorgeous. And we were almost there when I pulled out my credit card to pay, and realized at that point that I had left our passports and all of our cash and everything in the safe at the hotel. Oh my gosh. So I had to call the hotel. I had to arrange, I think it was 150 euros for a taxi to now drive back to the hotel. I had the hotel open the safe, seal everything up, give it to the taxi driver, and then the boat taxi all the way back to the airport. Luckily, we had left enough time so we didn't miss our flight, but oh my gosh. So we ended up flying back to Manchester, England, for my shows on that weekend, and Kevin was in such bad shape. He was just so weak. He was very dehydrated, and he ended up in the hospital in Manchester and had to get IV fluids and stuff like that. And it turns out he had what they called the traveler's flu. So he was exposed to international germs they had never been exposed to before. So it caused him to, get sick. Anyway, we survived, and we had some great memories, and I'll post some pictures as we get along here. And so it was pretty cool. So that was the first of many international trips for us. I think we counted. We have now been to 11 countries together, which is pretty awesome, considering you got a gal from Canada and a guy from a small town in North Carolina who are soulmates and found each other and get to have those experiences and memories in the old bank as we grow old together. As you get older, time goes a lot faster, so we gotta cherish the memories and try to live in the moment as we can, because life is short, baby. Enjoy it. I am Tanyalee, Unstoppable Me. Like, follow, and share.